Hello, I'm back. Right, after 3 weeks? Yes, people want me back for some reason. I got no clue. Well, hello. As you can see, I'm continuing with my series idea and I'm going to do Noah today. Now, I'm gonna try keep this introduction short because that last video was pretty long. I'm impressed. Well, shout out to Genuski once more. He puts a lot of effort in his videos. I'm trying to cut out on the shout out, so please, if you're asking for a shout out, I've only got 18 subscribers. My most viewed video has like 150 views. Also, I've got a few other series ideas, maybe like continuing on with that Silk Road series. Look, please comment any ideas you have. It would be greatly appreciated, honestly. Also, like and subscribe if you're that inclined. I make some good videos every once in a while. See you on the other side. Quick disclaimer, this video is more from a biblical standpoint and doesn't represent the other religions so well. However, a lot of Abrahamic religions have similar stories, so I'll just go with it. Well, to start off, Noah was the son of Lamech, who was the son of Methuselah, the oldest person in the Bible, who was the son of Enoch, an interesting character. Although it doesn't say a lot about Enoch in the Bible, he does have some other non-biblical books about him. So, God was grieved with mankind's wickedness, and he basically decided to destroy all his creation, mankind. However, God liked Noah, quote, Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord, end quote, and also, quote, Noah walked with God, end quote. This basically shows us that God liked Noah, and he was, special. Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Some of these names are difficult to pronounce. In Islam, he also had another son, Yam, who died in the flood. God told Noah, that is, about his plan to kill everything, all the animals, everything on earth via flood. But he told Noah to build an ark. Now, an ark is basically like a big boat. And he told Noah to take 2 of every living thing, male and female, basically to repopulate the planet after his flood. Noah was also told to bring food, to feed everything on the ark. He's bringing 2 of every kind of animal. Noah was 600 when the flood started. God told Noah, quote, take with you 7 pairs of the all clean animals, the male and its mate, and a pair of the animals that are not clean, the male and its mate, and 7 pairs of the birds of the air, also male and female, to keep their kind alive on the face of all the earth. Genesis chapter 7 verse 2 and 3. There's an argument to how many animals Noah's bringing, because they say 2 pairs of animals, but it's rather unclear, the Hebrew text, whether he's bringing 7 animals or if he's actually bringing 2 pairs of 7 animals, which would make 14. There's also an argument why Noah's bringing more animals onto the ark, because these animals that he's bringing is on top of 2 of every kind of animal. It's probably got to do with the sacrifice he makes later. But the only humans on the ark was Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives. That makes 8. As the flood started, it was described as quite a great event, quote, the windows of the heavens were opened, end quote. The whole surface of the earth was covered by these waters, and even the mountains, like they're described as being underwater, the tops of them. The earth was flooded via rain, quote, the rain fell on the earth for 40 days and 49 nights, Genesis chapter 7, verse 12. The flood was said to have swelled for 150 days, but it was over a year until Noah actually left the ark because of the rain and then the swelling and then all the water reciprocating back. But there's still ocean, so I suppose it never went, if you believe in the flood. After a while, Noah's Ark crashes into the side of a mountain. You know, the waters are starting to go down, and his boat's on top of a mountain. What a feat. Noah tested if the earth was free by the flood by sending out a dove. It returns because it can't land anywhere, thus the earth was still flooded. Noah waits a week, then once more sets out the dove. It returns with a new olive branch. Waters are starting to subside. After waiting another week, Noah sends out the dove, which never returns. The earth is clear. Either that or something ate it. Whatever, it goes well. After waiting a while more to see if the ground is dry, God says, Noah, get off your ass, you're being too cautious. So Noah gets up and lets all the animals free. But he also does a sacrifice. I guess that's why he brought them extra animals. Yes, an animal sacrifice. There's a lot more of that in the Old Testament. There's also some child sacrificing. You'll have to wait for my Abraham video to hear about that one. God promises never again to destroy all creation, that is mankind, animals, etc. Quote, I establish my covenant with you, that never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of a flood, and never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth. End quote, Genesis 9:11. What a number. This is the Noahic covenant. These biblical covenants can be quite important. So a covenant, if you don't know what it is a deal between two parties. Biblical covenant, as all things biblical are, ramped up to a major scale. So instead of being a deal between two parties, it's a deal between man and God. You can see where it becomes important. Now, there are a lot of covenants in the Bible, but there's several major ones. In this series, I aim to go over people who have been in a major covenant. Actually, in this series, you've already seen examples of it, like with God promising that he's going to make Adam's life suck. And you'll probably see more throughout this series. Now, in the Noahic covenant, well, as you can see, it's basically God promising to creation that he ain't gonna get angry and destroy it again. Now, here's a quick little biblical side story. After the flood, Noah plants a vineyard and gets drunk on its wine. His son, Ham, sees him in a drunk, naked state and tells his two brothers, who then proceed to help Noah while not looking. For this, Noah curses Ham's descendants, Canaan. What? Why? Well, why Ham's descendants is cursed is debated, as well as why punishment is so severe. Or you might be questioning, why is there any punishment? Well, it could be that in ancient times, seeing your father naked was considered very shameful. Or maybe this is just a summary of the original story and there's other stuff going behind the scenes that we don't know about. Anyway, it seems that this curse is set. However, it seems that the curse would go on to the nation that would come from Canaan rather than Canaan himself. I should say that Canaan is the son of the guy who saw Noah in the naked state. Unfortunately, this part of the Bible has been used to justify a lot of racism over the years. As Noah says, Canaan will become the lowest slaves. People have taken this quite literally and used it to justify the enslavement of what is considered Ham's descendants. Even if you don't believe in the Bible, this has had real-world effects. On a not-so-serious note, I just like to think that Noah was crashed out in a field somewhere and Ham comes across him and he's like, Father, what are you doing? And Noah's just like so shocked that he just accidentally puts the names the wrong way round, but, you know, the curse was set. You can't undo it. Now, it's one of the weirder times in the video. That's right, the biblical age reveal. How long did Noah live? If you can remember in last video we talked about the grand old fart Adam, who lived to a whopping 930. Well, Noah lived even longer. Quote, all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. End quote. Genesis 9:29. That's right, Noah lived to 950. That's another 20 years over Adam, and well, 20. That's another 19 more stars, and this video's gonna get ranked. But Noah's not actually the oldest person I've mentioned. His grandfather, Methuselah, is the oldest fart in the Bible. He lived to 969. Nice. Now that's an old bugger if I've ever heard of one. Finally, this video is coming to an end. Let's summarize the story. Adam is son of Lamech, who was son of Methuselah, who was son of Enoch. Adam has 3 sons, Shem, Japheth, and Ham. And he also has another son, Yam, in Islam. No, God is basically angry at humanity and his creation. You know, he hates it, so he's going to destroy it all. Except he likes Noah, so he decides to save Noah, and Noah can save a little bit of creation along with it. You know, he's not so mean, I suppose. So he instructs them on how to build an ark, and to bring 2 of every kind of animal, as well as some extra ones thrown in. By some miracle, Noah manages to survive the flood, and after the flood waters are starting to go down and Noah crashes on a mountain, he uses some tricky dove magic to win, and he survives. After that, Noah gets drunk on a field, curses his son's son, although it seems he's cursing an entire nation into slavery, and here we are. Ooh, don't forget the covenant. He promises never to destroy everything again, so that's a big win for you guys. Now, Noah has a lot of significance in Abrahamic religions, as, well, the story of the flood is seen as an important part in the Bible, but also in other Abrahamic religions, Noah as a prophet, like in Islam and so on. So, yeah, Noah's pretty important for the Abrahamic religions. Well, that concludes today's episode. This video is way overdue. I was actually intending to get it out before the 8th of March because I was going to do a 2-year special, but heck, that ain't happening for a while. Well, if you want any sources for the stuff I do, just ask. I might start putting them in, but most of them just come from the Bible itself, though, obviously. Also, you should tell me if you want videos more abridged, you know, more brief, or if you want this level of detail, because, God, trust me, some of the other people in the Bible, they've got a much bigger story. So you'll have to let me know, because it's probably going to get into multiple parts. Also, I don't think I'll be making another video for a while. I want to do a Q&A, so I'm actually going to talk about the channel on there and leave most of the questions. Goodbye. 2 quick things. Thank you for watching this video. I've actually been working on this for a long time. You might notice early in the video I said it's been over 3 weeks since I did a video. Well, now it's over 2 months. I've been putting an hour or 2 into making the video over quite a long time. Thank you. It's very much appreciated.